Hey there, it's Crissy Keye Rollins here. And if you're new to this series, I have been sharing weekly insights around the creation process and guiding you step by step through this series of videos to understanding the mindset and the energy that lies behind taking consistent action toward creating whatever you desire in life. By becoming aware of these insights, you are more likely to easily overcome challenges and limitations that have been holding you back so that you can ditch the excuses and show up in life with confidence and clarity. If you want early access to these videos, you can join the community I'm building over on Patreon, and you can find out more about that at bit.ly holistic support. And in today's video, I'm going to take the self-awareness and responsibility that we started in the previous video, where I challenge you to give up blaming, justifying, and complaining. How's that going, by the way? And I'm going to expand it to the next level with radical life acceptance and reveal to you the true cause of stress, so that anytime you are feeling stressed and overwhelmed, and that starts to stop you from creating what you desire, you'll have an anchoring point to return to. Plus, I'm going to walk you through the creative process of making your own digital graphic using Canva, so that you can make a graphic that you can use anywhere that you need to post a message or promotion online, or even just print something out. So be sure to stick around for that after this quick chat, and let's get started. So if you have been following along and you've been accepting the challenges that I have been extending to you, you've already gotten a little bit of practice around giving up blaming. That is going to be very helpful for what we're going to talk about today, because this is something that we need to all be more aware of. And once I became aware of it, it was very, very helpful, because every time that I find myself stressed, overwhelmed, I can come back to this starting point and start to rebuild and get back into action from there. Today, I want to talk about the true source of stress that is causing your suffering. Now, you might remember a couple videos ago where I also talked about how your opinion is the source of your suffering. Well, this is going to be the source of your stress. The only time that we feel stress is when we are in resistance to the way that life actually is. If we can find it in ourselves to accept how life is unfolding, then the stress tends to alleviate itself. So the next time that you find yourself stressed and overwhelmed, look to see what about life that you are resisting. What are you pushing against? There's this saying that I came across in my journey: what you resist persists. What you embrace transforms. And that's why I thought that this was a necessary piece of the creation process puzzle, to help you to become aware of where you can bring in a radical level of life acceptance and cease to resist that which life is presenting you. Whatever is in your path that you feel is a challenge or an obstacle is here to show you how strong, how resilient, how capable you are, or how there's another alternative way to get to what it is that you really desire. When we are constantly pushing against what life is serving us, we are not being very graceful or grateful receivers. And in order to receive what it is that we really desire, we have to start with practicing receiving what life is already delivering to you. Resistance equals pain. You are the only one that is stopping your dreams from getting to you. One of my mentors said, the reason that you don't have what you desire is because you're currently a no where you should be a yes. So take a quick moment and definitely practice this throughout the week and start to notice where you are resistant to how life is. Start to get into check and see if part of your resistance is due to the opinion that you're carrying about how life is presenting. You see how all of this is going hand in hand? In order to create the change that you truly desire, it is absolutely necessary for you to accept the fact and take responsibility for everything you currently have and everything you currently don't have in your life. You see why I started you with giving up the blaming, the justifying, and complaining? Because in order to really live life to its fullest, to live into your full potential, to have the ultimate satisfaction that life has in store and available to you, you have to take radical level of self-responsibility and life acceptance. and take responsibility for everything that you currently have in your life and everything that you currently don't. Start to notice where that little voice inside starts to speak out and be like, but that's not my fault, and that's not my fault, and that's not my fault. If it wasn't for this person or that situation, this wouldn't be happening, or this would be happening in my life. Notice all the places that you are pointing out blame. Notice all the places that you are resistant to how life is unfolding in front of you. And notice all the blame that you are putting on other people, other circumstances, and situations. And then just start to flirt with the idea, start to experiment, play around with the notion. What if I am the one that's responsible for everything that I currently have and don't have in my life? What if it really is up to me if I receive more or if I don't? Now, it might be a bitter pill to swallow. I know I choked mine down, but once you can swallow that sucker down, it is extremely liberating. Because if you are the one who's responsible for everything you have and you currently don't have, that means that you and you alone are the only thing in person responsible for bringing in that which you desire, or as I often say, allowing it to unfold before you. I definitely want to know how this is landing for you, especially those of you that struggle with stress and overwhelm. How does it feel to think that stress is the source of your suffering and your resistance to life is the thing that's agitating that forward? How does it feel to give up blaming the people, the circumstances, the situations that you were so accustomed to blaming in your past? And what does it feel like inside to think that you are the one who holds the key that can open up the gateway to receiving all that you desire and more? Definitely let me know how this concept is landing for you in the comments below. When you give this a try in your life, let me know. Was this easy for you? Was it really easy to take responsibility for everything you currently have and everything you don't have? It might not be the easiest thing, but I assure you and attest to you firsthand that it is absolutely liberating and worthwhile to spend some time reflecting this and practice setting down the resistance, letting go of pushing back against life, and start to engage with a curious mind and an open heart as to what it is delivering and how that is helping you to further develop your character so that you can be a better steward of that which is destined to come into your life. Now, if you are interested in sticking around for the tutorial that I'm going to show you on Canva, canva.com is an amazing website. You can get a free account or you can have a professional account and pay a little bit every month. And you can design all kinds of graphic designs as well as printouts that you can do, like PDF handouts. I make all of my course materials using Canva. I make all of my promotional graphics using Canva. And I make all of my thumbnails that I use on my videos here on YouTube and all the other platforms that you view my videos on. I make all those digital images on Canva. And I use this tool so often, I thought it would be a really great tutorial to walk you through to show you some of my favorite features that I use all the time. So if you'd like to learn more, then definitely stick around because I'm getting ready to show you that. And either way, I thank you so much for watching this far, and I look forward to hearing from you. Now, let me show you how I use Canva. I'm going to take you right over here to canva.com, canva.com. And what I'm going to create right now, a thumbnail for a YouTube video that from the workshop that I did this past weekend. It's part of a series that is now available through Patreon. So it's the Awaken Intuition series. So for this, I went to canva.com. You can see up here in my browser bar, canva.com. I'm already logged in because I have a free account with them. I have never used a professional account. I've only used free, and I gotta say, it just has everything that I need so far. So I find it to be ample and sufficient and giving me more than what I really need. I don't have all the freebie stock kind of options, but that's okay. It doesn't really hinder me. So up at the top, you'll see a row of all the different graphics that you can make, Instagram posts, Facebook posts. I'm going to go until I find YouTube thumbnail. So I just scroll this way, or I'm sure you could type it into the search bar up here. YouTube thumbnail, it's exactly what I am looking for. Now that's going to pull up exactly the dimensions that are needed for a YouTube thumbnail, so I know that I can use pretty much that whole layout space and still have the graphic show whenever I upload it. So first thing I'm going to do is add a picture to the background. So I go over here to the side, you'll see a little sidebar menu. You see my cursor going up and down there. And I go to uploads,
And you can see I have a bunch of pictures already uploaded. I'm going to use this one, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to upload it. Which one is that? Okay, so I'm just going to upload it again. I just click upload, and then I choose upload from my device. I pull up where I have that image. I think I have it under new photo images. And then I'm going to just scroll down until I find it. You'll know how to upload a file. There it is. Easy peasy. And that will load right up. Ba-bam. And I'm going to delete this other one because I don't need it because we just uploaded a new one. Okay. So now that this one's uploaded, I can click on it and boom, it will pop it right over into the area that I'm looking to fill. And then I just expand it out until it takes up the whole space. This is one of the ways that I make thumbnails. This is the vision that I have for this one. So I just get it till it has a nice little fill up of space. You get the pertinent picture there. I'm gonna slide it up some so that I've got a nice space down here to work with to fill in my text. So you can just click a text box right over here on the sidebar menu again. There's one that says text. Add heading, add subheading, or add a little bit of body text. I'm going to do add heading, and this is going to be Awaken Intuition. So I like to use not this font, but this is what I want it to say. So come up here to my fonts. I can change it to whatever I want. I typically use Cinzel. I like it, so I'm going to use it for this one. And I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. You know, I could expand it that way, or I could just go up here and highlight this whole thing and just make it a bigger font. I like to do it till it stretches almost the full size. I like to leave a little bit of an edge. Yeah, that's definitely going to be too big, I think, there at 64. Let's see what we're looking at here. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay, that's a little bit too big for my personal taste. I'm going to take it back down to, let's see, if it doesn't give you an option, you can type in whatever you want. So I want it bigger than 56. Let's go with 60. Oops. So just type in 60 and it will automatically adjust to that. I think that that is great. And then we have our workshop. I'm going to leave that little column off there. So I'm going to add another header line, and I'm going to drop it down below, and I'm going to put and I am going to, let me play around with this. Let's see what this looks like if I use my scroll wheel. I like the Aurora. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Or maybe we'll switch it. Maybe we'll make this one the Cinzel, and we'll make this one the Aurora. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's pretty good. Because then our workshop is nice and bold. We got this one right above it. We can definitely make that one bigger now. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good, except for I want to move that up a little bit. Now, you can see what this looks like. You see that? Words on a picture, pretty readable. If you change it to black, it would blend in more. You'll see that. Watch what happens when you change that to black. See, you can barely see it. So I'm going to stick with white, but I do want it to pop out a little bit more than what it's doing. So this is my trick. This is one of my favorite tricks to use. I go over here to elements. I go under the free ones and I pick out this square. And then I make it a rectangle. And I size it up to the size of this. Don't worry, that only part of that's seen through. We're going to tell it what to do in just a minute. I stretch it out over this entire area, just like this. And then I change it to white. Could do black, but I can already tell for this picture that I like white better. And you can always play around with it and change it if you want to. And now watch this. See up here at the top where these little control buttons are, right? And choose transparency. And then crank that bad boy down. Look at that. I like to do repetitive numbers, so I'm going to put it on 44. And now I'm going to click the position. And I'm going to move it backward so that it lies in the back, so that the text on top is on top and that's in the background. I'm actually going to make it just a little bit more transparent so that that white will contrast just a little bit more. I'll go with 33, and voila. See how it pops just a little bit more? Now you could go back here and maybe change it to black and you can see the difference, right? And now it kind of stands out like a cutout. That looks kind of cool. Let's see what the other one looks like if we changed it all to black. That looks pretty cool. Definitely doable. I like the white though, because it just kind of says a little bit more like of the bringing of the light to me. So I like the white. I'm going to squeeze this down just a little bit so they snug in just a bit more. So let's change these back. I'm going to change this back to white. Bam. And now look down here at the bottom. See how I changed it to white, but over on our color palette it says change all black to white. I'm going to click that just to make it a little bit easier since I don't have other things that I'm keeping black. And now I'm going to go back and size this bar down just a little bit so it snugs in a little bit. And voila. Beautiful, right? And then I can pop this right on my YouTube channel and have a customized thumbnail for it, which is awesome. So it just kind of looks uniform. I'm going to have a playlist. They're all going to look the same. And now that I have this first one made, I can click this button right here. This little button says duplicate page. Watch this. Bam. Now I got a second one. 1, 2. Got it? Now the second workshop was intro to chakra. I think that's what we did. So I'm going to downsize this just a bit so that it fits there. See that? Leave that one the same. That one's just a little bit smaller. Actually, I think it's probably pretty good how it is. Bam. Now, what I like about Canva, I like a lot of things. You can see how easy and simple this was to make. There we go. I like that a little bit better. Now, again, let me move my little window out of the way. I don't know where they put this on the replay, but in the top right-hand corner, there's a download button. You can download this all at one time and it will save it in a zip file, or you can download it one picture at a time, which is what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to save them individually so that I can upload them. It'll automatically save as a PNG file. You can drop this down and change it to a JPEG or PDF or whatever it is that you want to do. And then you'll have that to upload onto YouTube. So I hope that this was helpful for you. I'm going to take myself out of, well, I guess now I got to do it. So Awaken Workshop Series, what was this first one? Oracle. Workshop. And I have an Awaken Intuition Series folder. There we go. And I can download the second one. We will do that. Just check number 2. You see that? And then it will just download the second one. Otherwise, it'll do it together. So that's going to come down, and I'm going to call that one a chakra. Right? Perfect. And then I'll have these so whenever I upload to YouTube, then I can change it, have a customized thumbnail, easy peasy. And it's the same way that I did the graphic to promote this workshop as well. Let me pull that up real quick and I'll show you that. Going back over to share. So this is the one that I made for Instagram. You can see I did that same exact technique with the transparency box to make it a little bit more opaque. And something you can do too, you can also do transparency with the picture itself. So if you just want to use that picture muted in the background, sometimes that looks really cool too. This one has a green background, so I wouldn't suggest, let me change that background color to white. There we go. So if you wanted to fade out that picture, you totally could. Now I like it full force this time, so I'm going to change it back to how it was. But I did the same thing, just added smaller text underneath it, and then did another information bar at the bottom without adding that shadow. And then I did the same thing for the thumbnail that I did for the invitation. I just took that same image, popped it into my little thumbnail, and that's the same way I use boxes, just like I showed you to do this graphic that you currently see on the screen. I just made one of the boxes that mint color that I like to use, and then I left space for a picture. I put the graphic, the text there, easy peasy, but it looks, I think, pretty daggone impressive. Maybe I'm just easily impressed, but I like it. I like it. Are y'all doing this too? Was this helpful? Let me know. And yeah, I look forward to your feedback.
I hope the insights in the tutorial that I shared with you today was beneficial and that you learned something new. If you have additional insights to share around radical life acceptance and the true source of your suffering and your stress, or around making digital graphics or other great materials that you can do with Canva, be sure to share your thoughts in the comments below so that we can all learn from each other as well. And if you do make your own graphic or image, then I want to know about it. I want to see it. So send it to me, tag me in it, post about it, make sure that I know about it. Thank you so much for watching and for sharing this video with others. Be sure to hit like while you're here and subscribe wherever it is that you're viewing this, and turn on the notifications so that you know every time that a new video drops. And if you haven't done so already, I invite you to check out the community that I'm building over on Patreon. You can check it out at the link below, where I am guiding you throughout the year on how to discover, live more fully into your purpose, and how you can do this in a way that's a service to others. So if you're interested in plugging into that conversation and support, or if you just want early access to these videos that I'm dropping every week, we're 3, 4, 5 weeks ahead over in that community, then hop on over to bit.ly holistic support for more details. And I will see you again next week with another creation process video and tutorial walking you through the creative process. Bye.